This is Mary with Mango Math, and I'm here with Millie to give a lesson tutorial out of our sports and math kit. Basketball scores. This has students trying to figure out what another student made points on the field or on the basketball court. At what point did they make what scores? So in order to put that a little more clearly, students will have a timer in which it's set at the timer is for 3 minutes. You might want to make it for less time when you first start playing this game. But what one student will be doing is rolling the dice and recording the results. It's great if they can work in partners where two kids are working together against another two children, so that one child is rolling the dice and the other child is recording the results. So in this case, they're going to have a dice that just has the numbers 1, 2, and 3 on it, which means they've made either a 3-pointer, which is marked by that circular half circle on the board, meaning they've made baskets on the outside of that circle. The other is 2 points, which they made baskets within that arch and the basket. And then the final is a 1, which means they were fouled on the basketball court, and they get to go to the free throw line. I have a hard time saying that. And they get to throw baskets there. And that amount of baskets is anywhere from 1 to 3 based on what type of foul they got. For us to do that, if they roll a 1, they're asked to roll that dice again to see how many times they get to shoot at the free throw line. All right, so they will roll the dice and record the results. So let's say they're recording their results, and they had 2 they rolled a 2 twice. Let's say they rolled a foul and they rolled again and they got a 2, so they'll mark 2 hashtags. Let's say they rolled another 1 and then they rolled another 1, and that means they just rolled 1 more foul. And then let's say they had 3 different times where they gained 3 points at the 3-point line. So they're going to take this information and fill out that blue section on their board, or if they had the red board, they'll fill out the red section. First, it says the number of baskets. How many times did the ball go through the basket? So if we just have to count up the hashtags for that one. So in this case, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 baskets that were made. Now it says what are the total points that were earned. So at the 2y point, you're multiplying 2 times these hashtags. So that's a total of 4 points there. These are each worth 1, so that's a total of 3 points there. And these ones are each worth 3 points, so that's a total of 9 points there. So we're going to add up that 9, that 3, and the 4, and we're going to get 16. Then it says how many were made at the field goal points. And in this case, it's just the ones outside of the free throw line. So we don't count these ones, and we just count these 4 points here and the 9 points there, which is a total of 13 points. Now the other team, once you give them this information, the player just gives this information here. The other team has to try to guess how many baskets you made at the 2 points, the 3 points, and the 1 points. So in order to do that, they can do 2 different things. They can guess and check, or they can use what's called a system of equations. To use the system of equations, we're first going to subtract that total amount of points from the field goal points, which is going to give us the answer to what was at the 1-point line or the free throw line. So we're going to, in order to figure that out, we're going to take that x plus 2y plus 3z, which equaled 16. And we're going to subtract that 2y plus 3z, which gave us the 13 points. We're going to subtract that. And that's going to give us what that x value is. Because we're subtracting the y's and the z's, that's going to just give us what that x is worth, which is 3. So now we know that x is worth 3. All right, so now that we know x is worth 3, x equals 3 right here. So we know x equals 3. Now we have to figure out what were the points. Let's say we try to figure out what was at the points of the z, or the 3-point line. In order to do that, I'm going to take my x plus, that x plus 2y plus z, but I now know what x is, so I'm going to take that x, 3 plus 2y plus 3z, and I know that equals that 16 points. So now I'm going to try to isolate one of the y or the z's. In this case, I'm going to isolate that y. I'm going to take that y out. So in order to do that, I'm going to take -2, and I'm going to apply that to the x plus y plus z formula. And that was originally equaling 8. So if I take, now we know what that x was worth 3, so I'm going to erase that x. And I know that x is worth 3, so I'm going to take that -2 times 3, and I get -6. Now I'm going to take that -2 times this y, and I'm going to get a -2y. So I'm going to take out that positive sign, and I'm going to put in a -2y. And now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to have now a -2z also. So I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to put in a -2z, and then that -2 times 18 or 8 is going to get me, erase that, it's going to get me a -16. So now I'm going to subtract this. I'm going to erase that -2 that I multiplied everything by. And I now have a 3 minus -6 is -3. These cross each other out, so that's not worth anything, and because it's worth 0. And then this is going to get me a positive 3z minus -2z is going to just get a z. So I have a positive z equals, I'm going to take that 16 minus 16, and I've got 0. So I'm going to take this, isolate that z, and I'm going to take that over to that -3 over to the other side where it's going to become a positive 3. So now I know z, that z equals 3, which is correct, right? I had 3 points there. And I'm going to now put in that 3 into just that one formula, the x, y, and z. 3 plus y, because we don't know y yet, plus 3 equals 8, because that's that x plus y plus z equals 8. And I'm going to then add the 3 and the 3, which gives me 6. So I have y plus 6 equals 8. I'm going to take the 6 off of this side, so I'm going to do -6, which means I've got to do -6 on this side, which gives me y equals 2, which was what I made at y. So now I can put that y here as 2. That y equals 2, the x equals 3, and the z equals 3. So now I have figured out what baskets you made at each point. So there's a lot of thought in this. It can be a little challenging, but take your time, work through it. You can also do guess and check. There's nothing wrong with guessing and checking, but this is how mathematics is applied when you're trying to figure out basketball scores and points made from each of the different point lines.